Welcome to Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio, News Talk 1180 for the best in Saturday Talk Radio at 1 o'clock, and again on 1230 KGEO at 10 o'clock on Saturday, and for the best in Wednesday Talk Radio on 1410 KERI on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And now, drum roll, Clay, we are on 1000 KKIM in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Wow, aren't we impressed?
I'm impressed. Your host is Clay Koerner, and I'm Marty Pay. And behind the big board is the producer's producer, Greg Held. Hey, Clay, you missed a great show last week with an old friend of ours, Brian Johnston. We talked about what's happening in the pro-life issue, but also about Life Fest that's going on in Hollywood, May 9th to May 12th. It's a festival honoring family value movies, and I highly recommend looking that up if you get a chance on the internet, Life Fest, and it's going to be in Hollywood May 9th through May 12th.
Yeah, I know. I got a couple of calls saying, Clay, we missed you.
Did you really?
No.
I didn't think so. Actually, I had somebody this morning tell me what a great show it was.
Yeah, of course it was. I wasn't here.
That was a great straight line. Well, today we've got another great show. In the second half, we have Andy Vidic, who's running for the State Senate in the 16th District.
Replacing Michael Rubio.
Yes. But with us now, we have a great guest that we've had the pleasure of having on before. He heads an organization that Clay and I are both members of, Brad Dacus from the Pacific Justice Institute. Brad, welcome back to Taking Care of Business.
Oh, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Appreciate it.
So before we go on, tell our listeners, some of our listeners who may not know, what the Pacific Justice Institute is and what you guys do.
Oh, you bet. We at the Pacific Justice Institute, we're a nonprofit 501c3 legal defense organization that believes in defending our constitutional freedoms and liberties, including religious freedom, parents' rights over their kids, and other basic civil rights and civil liberties that our founding fathers, thought were important. So we're really involved in going to bat for people that otherwise may not get help, and to churches, families, synagogues, whoever may have their rights violated. We do all our work without charge. And we do it through the largest network of affiliate attorneys, volunteer affiliate attorneys on the West Coast. In fact, we handle more case matters on the West Coast defending issues of faith, family, and freedom than any other organization of our kind in the country. So we're actively involved, and I have a lot of respect for Kern County because my folks grew up there, and I have lots of relatives there, and I always appreciate any opportunity I have to visit Kern County.
Well, Brad, it's kind of sad that we have to have an organization like yours. I mean, we've gotten to that point that it's necessary to have someone like you, and that's sad, unfortunately. But it's a sign of the times. Yeah,
we're needless to say, we're kept very busy at Pacific Justice Institute. It's last year alone we handled several thousand requests for assistance, all without charge. And I want people listening to this broadcast to know that if they need assistance in these areas that we talk about, that falls under our expertise, that we don't just take high-profile cases. We work hard to make sure that no one is left on the side of the road when it comes to these issues, and they should always feel free to contact us.
Well, how are you compensated?
We're a nonprofit, so we're compensated by individuals who send us donations, who become a part of our team, some on a monthly basis, some on a one-time basis. Everything that's donated to us is tax deductible completely, but that's how we're compensated.
Now, a question: if a union member is forced to pay dues to the union, is there a way that they can eliminate paying dues to the union?
Oh, yes, and in fact, this will be a shocker to many in the audience listening right now, but the Title VII, the federal statute, protects the right of every union worker in America, public sector, private sector, every one of them, not to have to pay any of their dues to their union ever again, but instead have all of their union dues diverted to a charity of their choice that they believe in. And that is protected by federal law. It applies to every union worker who doesn't believe, has strong beliefs against the issues, causes, or candidates supported by their union. They're protected to be able to do that.
However, this is never disseminated to the union members.
Right. It's for some reason the union, which holds themselves out as defending the rights of union workers, they seem to forget this basic fundamental civil right under Title VII. Because they know it's not to their benefit and their pocketbooks and their exorbitant living standards. So I show a little bias in making that statement. I acknowledge that, but yeah, it's they don't. But the bottom line is they do not give that information to union workers. So that's why this radio show is really valuable, because it's just another opportunity for union workers to know of their rights.
And if we have some union members that, for religious reasons or other reasons, don't want to pay dues, we can just refer them to your organization.
That's right. They just have to have strong convictions against supporting unions in general or their particular union. And it could be because of issues, causes, or candidates supported by their union, which is for many very quite often the case. Or it could be how their union operates and does things perhaps unethically or unfairly. Or it could just be the fact that they don't agree with the principle of unions. And and that's a whole other principle. So yes, the bottom line is I've never met anyone who didn't qualify under Title VII.
We're having a conversation with Brad Dacus, the president of Pacific Justice Institute. Brad, one thing, your website is fantastic. You've got a lot of great information on that. What is the website?
Yeah, our website is pacificjustice.org. pacificjustice.org. We have a separate website for the union dues issue, which I think is what you meant, which is choosecharity.org. Choosecharity.org.
So both those websites, and again, your Pacific Justice website is fantastic. You've got a lot of information, and you've got all these issues disseminated on that website. So, now you're going to be down here in Kern County in a couple of weeks on May 6th for Act for America at Hodell's at 6:00.
Yes, I am. I'm really looking forward to that. And by the way, I love Hodel, so I'm glad that they chose that restaurant. That's a great place.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I had breakfast there this morning, so I've already been there today.
Yeah. It's my Aunt Betty and I. We go there in the past at Hodel's. I love that place.
Well, not to give Hodell's a plug, but they used to have one in Thousand Oaks and Northridge, and so I used to go to all three of them since I had business in both places. But
and looking at him, he can prove it.
Ooh, hey, I resemble that remark.
Hey,
So, one thing that I know you've been talking about recently is...
Well, before you go to that, I want to ask Brad, for this meeting you're coming to in Bakersfield on the 6th, is this open to everyone?
Yes, it is, and we're welcome to. I welcome everyone to be there. We don't prefer disruptors, preferably, but but yeah, it's open to everyone, and there'll be some time for some Q&A. So if people have questions, they can ask questions, and if I have the answer, I'll give them the answer.
And this is the group is called Act for America, and what they do is they're trying to eliminate the Al-Qaeda situation in the United States, I believe.
Oh yes, and just looking at it also from the threats to the Constitution and our civil rights and our liberties and freedoms. Unfortunately, there are those who live in the United States, enjoy the wonderful pleasures of living in the United States, but whose purpose is to subvert and destroy our Constitution and our constitutional rights and our freedoms. And so, I'm not delusional. I think we need to be neither paranoid nor delusional. Not delusional that we face the facts and the realities of exactly what are the real and material threats, but also we don't need to be paranoid either, in that we can understand that most people in this country are law-abiding citizens, and we don't have to allow it to control our lives as fearmongers either. So it's a balanced approach, but I'm just going to take it from as an attorney, as a constitutional attorney, looking at the real material issues and threats, and constructive ways for us to address those threats.
Well, let me say it's Monday again, May 6th at 6 p.m. at Hodell's. It's $20, and if anybody wants to come and can't afford it, just see Clay.
Boy, how about that, huh?
That's right.
So,
I want him to be there.
Good. Well, that's important. So Clay will make the donation of $20 if you can't make it.
If you can't afford it.
Good. Boy, that's wonderful. So I'll be there, and then you're going to pay my $20?
I know you can afford it.
I tried to get a free dinner.
Yeah. Well.
What are you going to do, Brad?
Yeah. Well.
It's going to be a great event. I've been to several of their events, Brad, and they're tremendous.
Yeah.
And you're going to be a real asset, because people need to know about what's taking place with our Constitution and how it's being subverted right now.
Yeah, and in fact, we'll probably be able to give also a brief update on some pending legislation that's also in California that is that we believe poses a serious threat to constitutional rights and freedoms as well. So I think that people will also want to come to hear about that as well.
You bet.
We'll pass out constitutions when they're there as well.
Yeah, and when we come back from the break, I want to talk about those two issues. I know you're specifically talking about AB 1266 and SB 323. So when we come back from the break, we'll talk about that. But let's see. Well, let's take a break now. We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk 1180.